Hi guys, this is the second video about the chrysalids. I'm still revising what I said in the virtual class. Uh, this is chapter 1. As I said before, it starts with a flashback and a dream. So the narrator is talking about something that happened to him, and he's telling about a very important dream that he saw about a city that does not exist in his world, a city that has planes, cars, lights in the streets. All of these are not found in his world, so it was strange for him to see it. His sister told him not to tell anybody about the dream because not everyone dreams such dreams, and people in his society does not tolerate differences. Okay, so why is the dream important? You will know throughout the novel that uh, this dream is like the world David wants to go to, his escape. Why did David's sister ask David not to tell others about it? As we said, uh, people are afraid of anything different. Then he met Sophie, the girl he met for the first time, and we said it was strange that he didn't see her before, because in this society children meet in school and in church, so for a girl to appear for the first time, it was surprising. Discovery of a toe, of course, of Sophie. He discovered that Sophie has a sixth toe, has 6 toes, if you can say, and this is why she was kept hidden from the rest of the society. This is why her family is hiding, a suffering family. So as you see here, the picture shows us that there are mutants in this world, maybe as a result of the nuclear war. So in chapter 2 you will read the history of David's family and household, how his grandfather reached this place, how he established Waknak, how he married a young woman who died after his first child. So a background, they are a religious family, they focus on repentances. We said this is a book by someone called Nicholson. They found it after the tribulation and they stick to it. The aim of it is to stick to the norm, okay, to keep everything in the normal way from their point of view, and the Bible. So David's father, Joseph, is strict religious leader. Grandfather, Elias Storm, founder of Wagner. Individuals responsible to watch for blasphemies and offenses. So what do they do with offenses? For animals, they kill them. For crops, they burn them. For people, they just send them to an exile. Expel them. And you have more information about blasphemies, their relationship with the pure people, the people who live in the fringes outside Waknak sometimes raid the farms because the farms have food, and in the fringe sometimes they starve. They don't find normal edible food a lot. Okay, so in chapter 3, David is spending more time with Sophie. They played around the steam engine, the only example of technology that that exists there. And we asked why steam engine. We said because it was like the start of technology. Okay. So this is the technology left from all people. Okay. There is tension between Sophie's dad and David. Not because Sophie's dad thinks about David as the boy who and tries to be a friend of his daughter. No, it's because David discovered the secret of Sophie. That's why Sophie's dad is suspicious about him. And also, don't forget that David is the son of Joseph Storm, the fanatic magister, the fanatic ruler of Wakanak. As for Sophie's mother, she was kind to David, and she understands and she trusts him. Okay, there's an incident here in chapter 3. David had a splinter in his hand. He cut his finger or his hand. He wanted to put a bandage around the wound. He asked his mother to help. His mother complained that he is delaying her or postponing her from her work. He said, if I had a third hand, I wouldn't need help from anyone. So his father heard him, and he considered that like wishing for a third arm. That means he wants to be a mutant. So David gets punished. He was asked to go and pray God for forgiveness. He received harsh beating. David dreams of Sophie being killed by Joseph. Why? Because he himself, as the son of David, suffered from the beating and the rigidness of his father. What about Sophie? What about if Joseph found about Sophie? David wants Sophie's dad to trust him. So if he said, if Sophie's dad sees him being beaten like this, okay, he might or if he sees him crying after that dream, crying for Sophie, he would have trusted him. In chapter 4, okay, we are introduced to Rosalind. Rosalind is David's cousin, and they communicated through telepathy. And I think you heard about telepathy. It's like communicating through thoughts, okay, and ideas. We can consider it to be imagination, and this is the element of science fiction in the novel. So anyway, David and his cousin Rosalind communicates through telepathy. Uncle Axel finds out but keeps it a secret. He found Axel talking to himself, talking to no one beside him. So he asked him, because David trusts Uncle Axel, he tells him about telepathy and that he is communicating with Rosalind. Uncle Axel, of course, told him to keep it a secret. You remember? David's sister told him to keep the dream a secret. A dream, just something that came to your mind. You have to keep it a secret. What about if you have a different ability like this? So David's telepathy now equals Sophie's toe, okay, in the mind of these guys. You are different, so you are dangerous. We discovered later on that it's not only David and Rosalind. There is a group of telepathic people who get together to keep it a secret. David, Rosalind, you know them, Michael, Rachel and Anne, they are sisters, and we have Sally and Catherine, they are like neighbors, and Mark. Okay, there is another incident here. The French people planning on invading Wagner. Some are captured and appear normal. So this is the first time for David to see people from the French. Wagner people always tell their children that the French guys are hairy and monster-like. Okay, but this is the first time for David to see French people, and he thinks that they are normal. Some of them are a little bit different, one with bigger head, one with longer arms and legs. One guy looks like David's father, but has long arms and legs. That's why we call him Spider-Man. The first mention of a Spider-Man in history. Okay, you know this story is old, 1950s. Uncle Angus is Rosalind's father. Okay, and he is like half brother of David's mother. That's why they are cousins. Okay. So he loves to annoy Joseph Stroll. There is always arguments between them. Argument about selective breeding, giant horses, tailless cat. Okay, when you read, inshallah, you will find out that Uncle Angus got giant horses. They eat less than 2 horses, but they do the work of 2 horses together. So economically, they are great. Joseph Storm will not accept them because they are not normal in his view. And the writer will remind us of something called tailless cat. There was a tailless cat, and Joseph Storm insisted that it is not normal, although the owner of the cat asked the government about the permission or certificate for this cat, but Joseph Storm didn't wait for the government reply. He killed the cat. Okay, later on the letter arrived that there is a species of tailless cats, but too late. Joseph Storm had to apologize, okay, publicly. It was like a scandal. Okay, David spends more time with Sophie and starts teaching her school stuff because she does not go to school. You know why? Yeah, hi, tailless cat. Okay, so we'll stop here now. Thank you for watching.